Orlando Hudson, it is great to be with you, and thank you so much for having us in your home.
Oh, glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me, and I'm glad you're here.
Well, welcome to American Athlete.
Thank you.
All right, first of all, you have to tell me about this room because this is an amazing game room.
Oh, yeah, I told my wife when we first got married, I said, you know what, you can design the rest of the house and do what you got to do. I don't care if you paint it pink, orange, green, purple, I wouldn't care. I said, all I want is one room. So, I got some of the great players in the game, and a lot of my baseball cards up, and, we got the bar where we can sit down and watch a little TV. We got the theater room around there, so this is it. That's their part of the house. This is mine.
This is the man cave.
This is the man cave right here.
Is this where you find your inspiration in this room?
Definitely, it's where I come and breathe and relax and kick my feet up and just enjoy.
For a guy like you who makes his home in his hometown, where he grew up here in South Carolina, what does home mean for you?
It means a lot. This is where I'm born and raised. I'm bred here. It's like our 6th, 7th generation here. Matter of fact, my grandparents, they still, and got a couple of aunts and uncles that still live on the same land that my 3rd generation great grandmother picked cotton on. They still live in the same exact place right now. It's definitely good. I come back home and give back to where, get back to my roots, and I have fun here. This is home. Darlington, South Carolina. This is me. This is what you get right here.
You could live anywhere in the world, but you choose to be home. Does that help drive you? Do you think being in your hometown, where you got your inspiration, where you had your first dreams, does that drive you?
It definitely does. It definitely does, because it's like, I'm the first person, out of Darlington to make it to the professional level. And, that's definitely a blessing. And, I just wouldn't feel right if I'm, roots here, then all of a sudden move out to California or anywhere else, and I'm like, man, this ain't me. I couldn't see myself leaving here. This is inspiration right here. This is what inspires me to grind and get after it every day.
Do you remember what you dreamed about as a little boy growing up in Darlington, South Carolina, on your ball fields here? Do you remember those dreams?
I remember a lot of those dreams. I remember watching my dad and them summer league team when I was just a kid, and watching those guys play and come back home, and I go, my grandmother showed me how to take the little cotton balls out of cotton. It hurts like crap, hurts my thumb. I pick the little balls out, take a little stick out of the woods, and my dad buy me a little plastic bat, and I bat the little cotton balls out of the thing, and they'll hit up all my grandmother pecans. She's like, boy, we got to pick those pecans, you know what I'm saying? So all that kind of stuff out in the backyard, but it's definitely, and playing the Little League at Lions League, Kiwanis League coming up, I look at it now like, wow.
You were a standout in 3 sports: baseball, football, basketball. Do you remember what you dreamed of being as a boy growing up here?
I definitely dream of being a Major League Baseball player. You know how when you was a kid, like 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, the teacher asks you, what you want to be when you grew up? I want to be a famous baseball player. I want to be rich. That's what I used to say all the time. Well, you got to come up with something just in case that's not going to happen, just in case that don't happen. Where's it going to happen for me? That's what I want to be. But, but as I got older, I say, you know what, though, I wouldn't mind being a physical therapist, because if I don't make it, at least I still be in sports. I still be connected to sports and, be in the sports field.
But did you know as a little kid that everyone dreams of it? Yes,
oh, yeah.
I want to be a professional athlete. But was there a point in your childhood where you knew that was going to happen?
Well, when I was about 7, 8 years old, we were watching I think it might have been the Mets playing. That was my favorite team growing up, And I told my mom, I think it's Strawberries, and I said, Mom, you know what? You are going to be watching me on this TV one day. But she said, on this TV? I say, yes, on this TV. I promise you will. But once I got to high school, 9th grade, I was like, you know what? I'm a big leaguer. I'm a big leaguer for sure.
What was your parents' take on it? Your mom, your dad?
My mom like, well, you going to school, you going to school first, and my dad was like, I just want you to stop playing football. You stick with basketball and baseball and you go to the camps or whatever, but I just want you to stop playing football, because I think you may have a little future in baseball.
You had a dream, but you also had a good head on your shoulders, because you had the chance to play baseball right out of high school and you chose to go to college.
Well, you know what, though? That's due part to my dad. I had a lot of offers from different colleges. I really wanted to go play football and baseball, but the coaches already saying, well, I was only 170 pounds coming out of high school, and they're like, we have to put like 20, 30 pounds on you. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be a big baseball player. Let's go do that. But my dad was like, son, let me tell you something, no more football. Just listen to me. Just take my advice one time. Give it a try, man. You going to school. I want you to go to college first. I wanted to sign with Carolina right out of high school. But then the scout that drafted me is like, you know what? You can go there's a great junior college down the road. You can go there for 2 years or a year, and you can leave. If you go to Carolina, you got to stay there 3 years. But I like, Dad, I really don't want to go to school. Because to be honest with you, I was a 17-year-old kid. I was thinking about, you know what? I'm gonna sign, I'm gonna get this navigator, put some rims on it, come back around to high school. He was like, see, you're thinking wrong already. My dad like, that's not a dream. No, you ain't going that route. He said, well, I tell you what, if you don't want, you're not playing no more football, you don't want to stay in school 3 years, you go to Spartanburg Methodist, right up the road, great college. And I went there, stayed there 2 years and signed with Toronto, and there it is.
You set yourself apart in a lot of ways, both on and off the field, but you also set yourself apart with your values. Does that come from your parents, from your home, from Darlington, South Carolina?
Definitely, man, definitely. Values, church, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you. all those, you're going to be respectful. If it ain't yours, don't touch it. You walk in the store, you ain't got enough money to buy it, don't touch it. Don't be hanging around. If you know certain guys doing these type of things, don't hang around. Like I'm telling you right now, stealing, if you're stealing, I get a phone call, you can have your stuff on the porch. Wait, no, come back in this house. If I ever get a phone call about you hitting on a woman, I'm having stuff on the porch. My dad was a supervisor out at, it was called Fiber Industries. He started off as cutting grass. My mom carried me when she was a senior in high school. Didn't have much, but my dad made ends meet for me and my sister and my brother.
They have to be incredibly proud.
Oh, definitely. They're incredibly proud. Starting the season off, they come stay the first. My dad stayed the first week with me. My mom stayed the first month. So they're very proud.
So you're a spiritual guy and a spiritual player?
Oh, definitely. I read my Bible every night, every morning. Sometimes it be a little down, like they come up with that hit, but you know what? I still got to give God the praise and give him the thanks that I'm in the position that I'm blessed to be in. Still got to give him my thanks and my praise.
And you have to work really hard.
Oh, definitely, because you got some youngsters still fighting to get up to get your position, but I let them know early. You got a long way to go, buddy.
What has really shaped you as an athlete? Because you're a mental athlete, you're an athlete with a lot of heart. What experiences or what people have really shaped that in you? You know what, though? Seeing so many other good athletes coming up and watching them fall by the wayside, it's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. I hope that I don't go down that same road. People always say, man, just keep striving. They'll keep going forward. They'll keep going after it hard every day. Don't give them nothing to sit there and say, well, he hang out too late. Well, hey, he don't play hard. I always had somebody in my corner, telling me like, hey, don't give them nothing negative, because if one negative, it's gonna go a long way. Do you ever watch yourself as an outsider, and are you hard on yourself? I am. I am my own worst critic. I am hard on myself, and the coaches sometimes tell me like, "Oh, you gotta take it easy, man." I'm like, no, man, I gotta do better than that. This ain't me. I know the game is hard enough, but I am my own worst critic. Are you better at baseball because you have a family? You have 3 young kids, and does that change the game for you? Definitely does, because you know what? I want to make sure they're third-generation kids. I'll be kicking up daisies then, but I want to make sure their third-generation kids is, set for life. Invest well and do well, and I got a family to feed. I got a wife. I got a mom. I got a dad. I got grandparents. So I got a sister that's going through college. So I got some things on my shoulders I got to take care of. So I do it for them. Do you think there are life lessons in playing baseball? What have you learned? Oh, definitely, there are life lessons in playing baseball. You can see something on the field that can change. That can sit there and say, I'm put that into my life, or man, I don't want to get that in part of my life, Definitely things on the field, it humbles you, I done been through struggles. I done been 0 for 40. I done been 0 for 35. I done been 2 for 50. I done been named to the All-Star team and going to a slump of 4 for 55, So it definitely humbles you.